Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and the crazy life that is cryptocurrency. What is good, guys? What's going on? Happy Thursday. What an exciting time to be an XRP holder. What an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class, in this digital asset space. Absolutely 110% amazing. In fact, let's go 1,000% amazing. So I'm going to title this video, I'm probably going to title this video, Brad Garlinghouse and Davis Schwartz tell us everything that we need to know. That would be in parentheses, if we would just listen. If we would just listen. So recently, Brad, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, he made this comment about the whole MoneyGram thing and how that was working out, and how they were looking to make other acquisitions that would strengthen them as a company. Now I'm paraphrasing, but that is a powerhouse statement in a lot of ways. Number one, the fact that he made the statement is saying, yeah, we're coming. It's also saying that we know who we are, right? In business, what you want, especially from the CEO of a company, is you want a CEO who knows who he is, he knows where he's going, and he knows how to get there. That's what you want from a CEO. And quite honestly, Big BG embodies all of those things. Like, he didn't have to say that. Just imagine how much he is confident in his position to make that statement. Usually, CEOs are covert in what they're looking to do, right? They're not showing their hand at all. Or as my dude likes to say, at all, right? But he's bold enough, he's confident enough in who he is and what that company Ripple is to make that statement. Guys, that's who you have behind you as an XRP holder, XRP hodler. I hope you get it. And please, with the people telling me, oh, that's Ripple the company, has nothing to do with XRP. Please, aren't we past that already? Aren't we past that already? They want XRP to succeed, to be high in price, just like all the XRP hodlers. Period. And even if they didn't, the powers that be do. Because they need it to be high, because they know the ultimate goal is to solve the liquidity crisis. Clear some of that debt. Some of the debt. Get some of that stuff off the balance sheets. Right? The biggest problems going on today in the economy is the over-freaking-whelming debt and the lack of liquidity. And XRP can help to solve both. There isn't another digital currency. There isn't another digital asset in the digital asset space that can do that. Period. There just isn't. Don't tell me about Stellar. Don't tell me about freaking Quant or any Link or any of that. Anything that Link can do, the ILP can do, and whatever's Quant is trying to do, XRPL is already, and Ripple is already doing that. So, right? People, it's amazing to me. People kind of always want to. They have a tendency to want to run to the new thing. Right? It's the new thing. In business, new is dangerous. right? You have to, right? You got to get you got the first 3 years of anything is dangerous, right? It's dangerous. Very, very few businesses, foundations ever get past that first 3 years. And if they get past the first 3 years, they still got to get past that 5 years. Very few, 97, 98% of them done over not going to make it in the first 3 years. So be careful with that new thing, right? Be careful with the new thing. So listen, guys, if you listen up to David Schwartz and Brad Garlinghouse, they'll tell you everything. You know, how many of us remember when David Schwartz told us, when he mentioned the fact, you know, when it was asked about people holding XRP and that they didn't want to hold it, and it would probably be some other thing, non-bank, entity that would do that. And this was 3 weeks that he mentioned that before the whole MoneyGram deal. I mean, if you listen, you know, I really believe, no, it's just me, but I really believe that these guys know what's going, like they know our kind of pains because it's their kind of pains. David Schwartz holds a bunch of XRP. So I would imagine that Miguel VS does. I would imagine that Naveen Gupta does, right? I would imagine that is Dilip Rao, or Dilip Rao does, right? There are people, what about the employees? I would imagine that the employees have some XRP. We all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. Right? They have a job. They're employees, just like a lot of people are. Right? So just gotta remember that. But yeah, if you listen to them, they'll tell you. They will 100% tell you what you need. You know, and I'm again parentheses what you need to know. But if you listen, they'll tell you. You know, when Brad talks about these large banks, you know, will be using XRP. It's coming. You just got to listen. And just got to listen to them. And again, I found that statement from Brad Garlinghouse to be like, wow, did he really just go there? Did he really just go there? He let the world know that we're not done. We're not done acquiring companies and leveraging, you know, helping to grow our ecosystem and put a bigger stranglehold, if you will, on the financial payments system. We're not done. Think about that. And here's the other part of that. How many companies do you think are wishing that Ripple would come knocking on their doors? Interesting stuff. I think it's pretty funny. There was a guy who made a comment on one of Brad Kheim's streams the other day. It might have been last night, and this guy said something about XRP is not a currency. XRP is not a commodity. Ripple is never going to have people who are going to be trillionaires and blah 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this dude smoking? What is he smoking? XRP will be a commodity once the decision is made. It will be in the commodity space. Like, I'm about, I don't know, 99% certain of that. 99% certain of that. Because they're gonna put it in a traditional finance space, and they're gonna put it in a category. They're gonna put Bitcoin in its category, and put Ethereum in its category. That's all they know. The traditional financial space world, that's what they know. They'll put it in there, and it's gonna be a commodity. You already know that. The use case alone says that. But no trillionaires or Ripple, I don't know. It's already a multi-billion-dollar company. Already. It's only 4 years old. And one of their major products has only been out in the marketplace for about 6 months. 4 months maybe. And not long. Xrp, it hasn't been on the marketplace for that long. You think about that. You think about that, and they already got a major player. Player in the financial payment space, MoneyGram, using it. It's only been out in the market for 4 to 6 months. So I don't know. My guess, trillionaires. I don't know. I don't know. I do know at one point Chris Lawson was up there in the multi-billionaire thing, 2 or 3 billion, somewhere around there. And when XRP got up to about $3.77, yeah. So a $30 XRP would, put them up there at about 30 billion, I guess, right? But here's the thing that I do know: XRP, in order to do its ultimate thing, because the powers to be, the governments and the central banks of the world, it's going to need to be, me personally, it's $30 to $50 at a minimum to begin to make a dent. It might even be $100. I think there's a reason, if you're paying attention. And I know you guys are, and talking about Paul, the troll that was in Bradcom's stream. If you're really paying attention, there's a reason why all this gold is being acquired. There's a reason for that, and there's a reason why we're moving to a new financial system that has evolved around digital assets. That's going to happen. And tell me about a digital asset that has more value and a greater use case, real world use case, than XRP. So you throw in gold, you throw in the fact that we are moving to this new financial system that is going to be evolved around digital assets, and everything's going to be tokenized. So tell me what other digital asset out there that has more value and real world use case than XRP. So for me, I put gold and XRP together, and it may be a backing thing, or maybe working alongside some fiat currencies. But here's the thing that I feel really, really, really confident about: gold and XRP are going to be in that mix. Somehow. Gold and XRP. I just really feel more certain about XRP than I do gold. But you just got to think about, China acquiring all this gold, Russia acquiring all this gold. There's got to be a reason for it. The USA is kind of, we're good. We get some here, get some there. We're good on the gold front. But there's a reason. And listen, Putin and whatever the Chinese dude's name is, and Trump, they already know. We just don't know. They already know. And the fact that that dude went ahead and decided to devalue the yuan, the Chinese yuan, like, listen, these guys are 3, 4, and 5 steps ahead of us, and they already know. If we move, right, it's chess, right? If we move the pawn to D3, then they're going to probably move their pawn to C5 or something, C4, right? They already know. They're 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. And so the fact that this rise in the street in Hong Kong, yep. Can you just hear the guy from China and President Trump saying, we need to do something, come together, because there's rioting in the streets in China. Can't you already see that coming? Like, can't you see already that some kind of resolution is going to have to happen, and some neutral, starting point is, I think it was Judy Shelton who mentioned that. What is it going to be? It's going to be something. And again, it might be gold, and it might be gold and XRP, right? But it's going to be something. And here's the thing: gold is going to kind of be the backing and the store value thing, but it certainly can't be the currency thing. So they're going to have to have something. And we already know that the dollar, the fiat dollar, is just everybody's fiat dollar. All the major countries' fiat dollar is in trouble. They can say how strong the U.S. dollar is in comparison to the other dollars, but just because you're the best of the worst doesn't mean you're good. It just means that you're the best of the worst. And so they kind of get that. And so what they're going to do is they're going to use a digital asset to strengthen, in my opinion, strengthen all the other countries' asset, make it better. So some kind of alongside type deal. Some type of working alongside type deal. I mean, it really just kind of makes sense. But in the end, payments is going to be the first thing in terms of digital assets. And XRP is the one for settlement. And they know it. They know it. And they're going to leverage the heck out of it. They're going to leverage the heck out of XRP without question. There'll be all this other kind of financial instruments or tools baked on top of it, but XRP is going to be in the mix. You got the genius and Stefan Thomas and Davis Schwartz. They know. People sleep on PolySign, but there's a reason why there is a PolySign. And anything around XRP, there's a reason for it. Kava Labs and the collateral depositions is going to be massive. Credit, collateralized debt positions and or credit is always going to be in the financial markets, and it's going to be around XRP. XRP will find ways. Ripple will find ways. The powers that be already know what they're going to do and how they're going to leverage it. It's just a matter of them letting us know when and how they're going to do it. That's all. And it's coming. I don't know about this whole 2023 thing, this 2024 thing that the Federal Reserve is saying they'll have that system, that FedWire thing up and running. FedNow, FedWire. Someone said something about this going to be FedNow, FedWire, and then it's going to be this real-time gross settlement. Like there's going to be two things that the Fed's going to be doing. I guess one's going to be cross-border and the other's going to be U.S. the United States deal. So in either case, Ripple will be involved in the settlement aspect of the cross-border payments for sure. And once the world starts hearing the name Ripple company and its digital asset XRP, it'll start getting out about all the different things that it's doing. Don't you think it was a brilliant and smart move that Ripple donated to DonorsChoose.org, the largest donation ever in the history of that organization? Right? That's genius in motion there, right? Not only is it the right thing to do, but it's a smart thing to do, as my business partner likes to say, right? Right? So you guys get that? They're making Ripple, we're making all the right moves. I love to see it play out, the different moves that they're doing. Absolutely love it. Genius. Absolutely genius. And the fact that all these smart guys at Ripple know and without question own some XRP and need the XRP to work, they're going for it. Smart people making smart moves. It's genius in motion, as I like to say. So guys, just listen up. Listen to what David Schwartz is saying. Go check out some of his interviews. They're all over YouTube, right? Listen to what he's saying, right? I remember in the beginning, it was tough for me to listen to David because he was just, stuff he's saying, it's like, what? Like was over my head, right? Right? But, after a while of listening, he's telling us everything. So, and Brad Garlinghouse, definitely check out his interviews anytime you can. Hey, let's, Dilip Rao, Miguel Villas, Naveen Gupta, Ashish Burla, any of those guys, you can just listen to the interviews. They're telling you, when a dude boldly says, we're not just here to, get into cross-border payments, we're here to make a dent in the financial, the global financial system for payments or something like that, he said. She said that. That's bold. Again, bold moves. You got to know who you are. You got to know where you're going. And you have to know how to get there. That's Ripple. That's them dudes at Ripple. And that's the guys backing us. The guys and gals backing us. Smart, brilliant people, guys. So just understand that. Know that you hold the greatest digital asset ever created. Know that you are, in fact, an early adopter in this new asset class. In this new asset class that it's a digital asset space. And in this new asset class, you hold the greatest digital asset ever created. You hold it. It's bigger than owning gold. It's bigger than owning gold back in the day. It's bigger than that. But we all know what happened to the families that got there, got some of that gold, and early in that space. That's where we are at XRP, in my humble opinion. I truly believe that. So just know this, guys. Never ever forget that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.